Go!
The defense of the city of Magna Bonum was a success. The orcs caught us off our guard, but not unprepared. I will not underestimate these aliens again. It is clear now that their primary push was towards the capital city, and they have moved in to attack with a speed I have rarely seen a military force capable of achieving. I have read reports of orc clans who focus on fast strikes, but I did not realize they could be so coordinated. It is as if something is driving the orcs here, some unknown desire or instinct. The Imperial Guard regiments watching over the city are decimated and will not be resupplied for at least 24 hours. The orcs will renew their attacks far sooner. Our scouts are reporting a force massing 50 kilometers from the city that dwarfs the group that attacked Magna Bonum, and reports from civilians speak of a mighty orc who leads them, bigger and more cunning than the rest. If the capital city falls, this planet will not be far behind. I cannot allow this to occur.
The forks!
Everything is ready, boss. Them Humies is in for a good stomping. This is gonna be the best fight of their miserable lives.
Just make sure it's the last fight of their lives.
I don't take orders from you, Humi.
We've held up our side of the bargain, have we not? You wanted a new planet to wage war on, and we have given it to you. You wanted to face the Imperium's greatest warriors, the Space Marines. They are here. We've even provided you with weapons and Imperial tanks to use on the battlefield. And all we ask in return is that you keep the Imperials distracted from our operations here.
You've kept your word. But that still don't mean you can order the orcs around.
My apologies. We've delivered the last of the weaponry. They're in the hands of your servants. We'll take our leave now. I respectfully request that you keep the Marines busy for as long as you can.
We'll keep them more than busy. We'll keep them dead.
The thought of kowtowing to these creatures disgusts me. The orcs are a tool, nothing more. And quite an effective one, I might add. Perhaps. But I dislike providing such unpredictable aliens with our own weaponry. Lord Bale. Orcs are not unpredictable. Quite the contrary. You can rely on them to turn against you. But they will honor our agreement as long as we provide them with enemies to satiate their battle lust. If we intimidated them into doing our bidding, showed them our strength, they would take pause before betraying us. You cannot intimidate something that knows no fear. Trouble yourself no longer with the orcs. We will have what we came for and be gone before they finish with the Imperials and turn on us.
Why is we talking with them humies instead of fighting with them? Them smelly chaos boys is weak. Not nearly enough of a challenge for the boys. If they were strong like orcs, they wouldn't need us to fight for them. We'll take their guns and their help, and when we're done chopping up all the humies, we'll come back here and chop them up as well.
Orbital imagery shows a heavy concentration of orcs in the area. We must secure a location and establish a base before destroying the Warboss and his clan. Combine the holy fire of the whirlwinds with the jump packs of our assault marines. Cleanse this area.
Whirlwind here. Whirlwind here. They will never see it coming.
Yes, my lord. We stand ready.
Whirlwind here.
At your command.
Whirlwind here. His wrath falls from the heavens. Preparing whirlwind missile battery to fire.
Heresy grows in might.
Whirlwind here. Whirlwind artillery tank
Faith
here.
is our shield.
Whirlwind here.
Ever vigilant.
Whirlwind artillery tank
What's your
here.
order?
Whirlwind here. Whirlwind artillery tank here.
Orcs, purge the beasts.
Triangulating attack coordinates. Whirlwind artillery tank here.
Sorry.
We stand ready.
Whirlwind artillery tank here.
Orders received. Taking haste.
Whirlwind here.
Yes, my lord. Stay vigilant, brothers. Heresy grows from idleness. Faith is our shield.
Whirlwind artillery tank here. His wrath falls
We
from the
are the
heavens.
Emperor's chosen. Fear denies faith. At your command.
Whirlwind artillery tank here. The machine spirit is prepared.
Yes, my lord.
Whirlwind artillery tank here. Whirlwind artillery tank here. His wrath falls from the heavens.
Ever vigilant.
Whirlwind here.
We stand ready.
Whirlwind here.
We stand ready.
Whirlwind here.
Yes, my lord.
Whirlwind artillery tank here.
Awaiting orders. Activating jump under fire.
Whirlwind here.
We stand ready.
Whirlwind here.
Direct us to the
Whirlwind here.
Direct us to the enemy. Heresy grows behind us. Fear
Our
denies
scouts
me.
report the Warboss is in the vicinity of this location. It seems a second Ork clan has gathered between us.
At your
They are
command.
heavily defended on this plateau. They must be eliminated to clear a path to the
Direct us
Warboss.
to the enemy.
On alert, brothers. The enemy must be nearby.
Yes, most beneficent one.
What is your order?
Knowledge is power. Hide it well.
Yes, Lord. Yes, most beneficent
My
one.
knowledge is at your disposal. Venerate the immortal Emperor.
I await your
There is no
instructions.
such thing as innocence, only degrees of guilt.
Here to serve.
Capture.
Hope is the first step on the road to disappointment.
Assault Marines are now available to us. They can be built from the chapel barracks.
Fear not the Psycho.
Yes, most beneficent one.
My
Initializing
knowledge
build
is at your
protocol.
disposal. There is no such thing as innocence, only degrees of guilt. There is no such thing as innocence, only
Here to
degrees of
serve.
guilt.
What is your will? I will do as you ask.
I stand ready.
Here to serve.
There is no such thing as innocence, only degrees of guilt.
I exist to serve.
An open mind is like a fortress with its gates unbarred and unguarded. Knowledge is power. Hide it well.
Dino sighting. Under fire.
There is no such thing as innocence.
Yes, most beneficent one.
I stand ready. With courage and honor.
Marine squad deployed. Heresy grows.
My knowledge is at your disposal. Venerate the immortal Emperor. Hope is the first step on the road to disappointment.
At your command.
Venerate the immortal
Yes,
Emperor.
most beneficent one.
There is no such thing as innocence,
Here to
only
serve.
degrees of guilt.
Yes, Lord.
An
I
open
shall
mind is
obey.
like a fortress with its gates unbarred and unguarded. An open mind is like a fortress with its gates unbarred and unguarded. There is no such thing as innocence.
I
Purge the
await
beast.
your instructions.
Hope is the first step on the
Area
road
is
to
secure.
disappointment. Fear not the Psycho.
Taking
Is the
damage.
first step on the road to
Yes,
disappointment.
most beneficent one. I will do as you ask, most beneficent one.
There is no such thing as
Here to
innocence,
serve.
only degrees of guilt.
Initializing build protocol.
There is no such thing as innocence, only degrees of guilt. Fear not the Psycho. An open mind is like a fortress with its gates unbarred and unguarded. Knowledge is power. Hide it well. I stand ready. Fear not the Psycho.
Fear denies me.
Knowledge is power. Hide it well. An open mind is like a fortress with its gates unbarred and unguarded. My knowledge is at your disposal.
Venerate the immortal Emperor. There is no such thing as innocence, only degrees of guilt.
Yes, most beneficent one. Build routine
Venerate the
721
immortal Emperor.
initiated.
There is no such thing as innocence, only degrees of guilt.
The enemy is attacking!
Is the first step on the road to disappointment. Feel my wrath. An open mind is like a fortress with its gates unbarred and unguarded.
Awaiting orders.
My knowledge is at your disposal. Knowledge is power. Hide it well. I stand ready. At your command. An open mind is like a fortress with its gates unbarred and unguarded. Knowledge is power. Hide it well. None can stand before us. I stand ready. At once. I stand ready. I stand ready. None can stand before us. Hide it well. An open mind is like a fortress with its gates unbarred and unguarded. I will destroy their minds, burn their bodies. None can stand before us. Hope is the first step on the road to disappointment. Fear not the Psyker. Venerate the immortal Emperor. At once, venerate the immortal Emperor. Knowledge is power. Hide it well. At your command. An open mind is like a fortress with its gates unbarred and unguarded. None can stand before us. Fear not the Psyker. There is no such thing as innocence.
Into serve.
Hope is the first step on the road to disappointment. There is no such thing as innocence, only degrees of guilt. My fate is knowledge is power. Hide it well. I stand ready.
What's your order? Fate is our shield.
I command in the name of the Emperor.
Awaiting orders. Onward to glory!
Knowledge is power.
The enemy is commencing attack. Our faith holds. To the rally point!
My knowledge is at your disposal.
I await your instructions.
An open mind is like a fortress with its gates unbarred and unguarded. My knowledge is at your disposal. I stand ready.
Our faith holds.
Venerate the immortal Emperor.
Awaiting orders.
I stand ready. Venerate the immortal Emperor. Knowledge is power. Hide it well. I stand ready.
Awaiting orders.
I stand ready.
You're tough.
An open mind is like a fortress with its gates unbarred and unguarded. An open mind is like a fortress with its gates unbarred and unguarded. Fear not the Psyker. An open mind is like a fortress with its gates unbarred and unguarded. Hope is the first step on the road to disappointment.
Yes, my lord.
My knowledge is at your disposal. An open mind is like a fortress with its gates unbarred and unguarded. Knowledge is power. Hide it well. There is no such thing as innocence, only degrees of guilt. Venerate the immortal Emperor. There is no such thing as innocence, only degrees of guilt. Fear not the psycho.
Yes, Lord?
There is no such thing as innocence, only degrees of guilt. Hope is the first step on the road to disappointment. Knowledge is power. Hide it well. My knowledge is at your disposal. Fear not the psycho. Knowledge is power. Hide it well.
Marine squad deployed.
An open mind is like a fortress with its gates unbarred and unguarded. Knowledge is power.
The machine cult is ready to be requisitioned. Build it to gain access to vehicles.
An open mind is like a fortress with its gates
I
unbarred and
await your
unguarded.
instructions. I will do as you ask.
Orders received.
Hope is the first step on the road to disappointment. Hope is the first step on the road to disappointment.
I shall
Hope is the
obey.
first step on the road to disappointment. An open mind is like a fortress with its gates unbarred and unguarded.
Understood. Stay vigilant,
There is no
brothers.
such thing as innocence, only degrees of guilt.
Fear our wrath. Claim it in the name of the Emperor.
My knowledge is at your disposal. Venerate the immortal Emperor.
I await your instructions.
Knowledge is power. Hide it well.
Here to serve.
There is no such thing as innocence, only degrees of guilt.
Here to serve.
My knowledge is at your disposal. An open mind is like a fortress with its
Mission
gates unbarred
accomplished.
and unguarded. My knowledge is at your disposal.
Taking for the Emperor.
An open mind is like a fortress with its gates unbarred and unguarded. Hope is the first step on the road to disappointment.
Stay vigilant on the Emperor's chosen.
Fear not the psycho. My knowledge is at your disposal. Hope is the first
Here
step
to
on the road
serve.
to disappointment. I stand ready.
We will crush the enemies of the Imperium.
I stand ready.
Fear
I
our
stand
wrath.
ready.
Today, the enemy shall
Venerate
fear.
the immortal Emperor.
Maintain attack formation.
Here to serve.
Knowledge is power. Hide it well. My knowledge is at your disposal. Fear not the psycho. Fear not the psycho. There is no such thing as innocence, only
I
degrees
await your
of guilt.
instructions. I will do as you ask.
My knowledge is at your disposal.
I await your instructions. As you wish.
My knowledge is at your disposal.
The enemy
I
is
await
attacking.
your instructions.
There is no such thing as innocence, only degrees of guilt.
Orders received.
There is no such thing as innocence,
only degrees of guilt.
Onward to glory!
My knowledge is at your disposal. There is no such thing as innocence, only degrees of guilt. Hope is the first
Whirlwinds
step on
and
the
their
road to
long-range
disappointment.
artillery are being
I
made
stand
available.
ready.
Build them from the machine cult.
Fear not the psycho.
Here to serve.
Death from above, fear denies
Knowledge is
faith.
power. Hide it well.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. I exist to
Fear not
serve.
the psycho.
Whirlwind artillery tank here. Moving out. Moving out. His
I
will be
stand
done.
ready.
Whirlwind here.
An open mind is like a fortress with its
Whirlwind
gates
here.
unbarred and unguarded.
An easy objective.
Yes, Lord. I will do as you ask.
I stand ready. Venerate the immortal emperor. I stand ready.
Whirlwind artillery tank here.
I stand ready.
Onward to glory! Onward to glory!
Whirlwind artillery tank here.
Venerate the immortal emperor.
Orders received.
Whirlwind artillery tank
Hope is
here.
the first step on the road to disappointment.
Whirlwind here.
Hope is the first step on the road to disappointment. Hope is the first step on the road to disappointment. Knowledge is power. Hide it well.
Whirlwind here.
My knowledge is at your disposal. Hope is the first step on the road to disappointment.
Moving out.
Fear not the sight.
Fear denies faith. Activating jump pack. Attacking as more enemy is attacking. Understood. Awaiting orders.
Whirlwind artillery tank deployed.
Activating jump pack.
Whirlwind artillery tank
Hope is
here.
the first step on the road to disappointment.
Whirlwind here.
Fear not the psycho. An open mind is like a fortress with its gates unbarred and unguarded. Knowledge is power. Hide it well.
Whirlwind here. Whirlwind artillery tank here. Moving out.
There is no such thing as innocence, only degrees of guilt.
Whirlwind artillery tank
Knowledge is
here.
power. Hide it well.
Direct us to the enemy. To the skies.
Whirlwind artillery tank
Hope is
here.
the first step on the road to disappointment.
Beware the alien. The mutant.
Awaiting orders. Understood.
Whirlwind here.
Knowledge is power.
What is your order?
Well,
Fear our wrath. Orders received. Claim it in the name of the Emperor. Taking heavy fire. Fear our wrath. Activating jump pack.
I stand ready.
Whirlwind here.
My knowledge is at your disposal.
Orders received,
stand ready.
brother.
Whirlwind here.
Orders received, brother.
Fear not the psycho. is like a fortress with its gates unbarred and unguarded. Hope is the first step on the road to disappointment. There is no such thing as innocence, only degrees of guilt. Hope is the first step on the road to disappointment.
I await your instructions.
Hope is the first step on the road to disappointment.
Approaching artillery
An
tank
open
here.
mind is like a fortress with its gates unbarred and unguarded.
Stay vigilant,
Whirlwind here.
Fear not the psycho.
Whirlwind artillery tank here. Whirlwind artillery tank here. Triangulating attack coordinates. Whirlwind artillery tank here. Whirlwind artillery tank here.
Ever vigilant. Weapons at ready. It is
Whirlwind
time.
artillery tank
What's
here.
your order?
Knowledge is power. Hide it well. I stand ready. Hope is the first step on the road to disappointment. I stand ready.
Whirlwind here.
Knowledge is power. Hide it well. An open mind is like a fortress with its gates unbarred and unguarded.
Whirlwind here.
Hope is the first step on the road to disappointment.
Let the grenade fly!
Fear not the sight. Hope is the first step on the road to disappointment. My knowledge is at your disposal.
Whirlwind artillery tank
The
deployed.
immortal emperor. Hope is the first step on the road to disappointment.
Whirlwind artillery tank here.
Knowledge is power. Hide it well. There is no such thing as innocence. Only degrees of guilt. I stand ready. An open mind is like a fortress with its gates unbarred and unguarded.
Get off!
There is no such thing as innocence, only degrees of guilt.
Whirlwind artillery tank here.
I stand ready. My knowledge is at your disposal.
Whirlwind here. The machine spirit is prepared.
Hope is the first step on the road to disappointment. Fear not the sight.
Fear our wrath. Cleanse, purge, kill.
Whirlwind here.
Fear not the psycho. My knowledge
Marine
is at your
squad
disposal.
deployed. Stay vigilant, brothers.
An open mind is like a fortress with its gates unbarred
Yes,
and
my
unguarded. An open mind is like a fortress with its gates unbarred and unguarded.
Whirlwind here. Moving out.
My knowledge is at your disposal.
Weapons at ready. It is time. Direct us to the enemy.
Whirlwind here.
An
His will
open
be done.
mind is like a fortress with its gates unbarred and unguarded. Hope is the first step on the road to disappointment.
Fear denies faith. Moving out. The enemy is attacking.
Whirlwind artillery tank here.
There is no such thing as innocence, only degrees of guilt.
Understood.
Whirlwind here.
I stand ready.
Understood.
My knowledge is at your disposal.
Stay vigilant,
I stand
brothers.
ready.
Cleanse, purge, kill.
Whirlwind artillery tank here.
I stand ready. I stand ready. Hope is the first step on the road to disappointment. Fear not the sight.
Marine squad deployed. Fear denies
Hope
faith.
is the first step on the road to disappointment.
Orders
Fear
received.
not the psycho.
Preparing whirlwind
The
missile
immortal
battery to
emperor.
fire.
There is no such thing as innocence, only degrees of guilt. Knowledge is power. Hide it well.
Whirlwind here. They will never see it
There is
coming.
no such
Taking
thing as
damage.
innocence, only degrees of guilt.
Beware the alien.
Take this, I see. We will crush the enemies of the Imperium. I have awoken. Understood.
There is no such thing as innocence, only degrees of
Whirlwind here.
guilt.
Whirlwind here.
Knowledge is power. Hide it well. I stand ready.
Whirlwind here.
Knowledge is power. Hide it well. An open mind is like a fortress with its gates unbarred and unguarded. An open mind is like a fortress with its gates unbarred and unguarded.
Whirlwind here. As you command.
There is no such thing as innocence, only degrees of guilt.
At your command.
Yes, Lord. I exist to serve.
Venerate the immortal Emperor.
The enemy is attacking.
Venerate the immortal Emperor.
Whirlwind artillery tank
Fear
here.
denies fate. Mission accomplished.
There is no such thing as innocence, only degrees of guilt.
Yes, Lord. With all due
Hope
haste.
is the first step on the road to disappointment.
Securing the
Whirlwind
objective.
artillery tank here. Whirlwind artillery tank here.
There is no such thing as innocence, only degrees of
Whirlwind
guilt.
here.
I stand ready. My knowledge is at your disposal.
The machine's
An open
is
mind is
prepared.
like a fortress with its gates unbarred and
Whirlwind artillery
unguarded.
tank here.
An open mind is like a
Whirlwind
fortress with
artillery
its
tank
gates
here.
unbarred and unguarded.
Stay vigilant.
I await your instructions. Initializing
Taking damage.
build protocol.
An open mind is like a fortress with its gates unbarred and unguarded.
Whirlwind artillery tank here.
Even in death, I
What
still
is your
serve.
will?
Venerate the immortal Emperor. Fear not the sight. At your command. Through the destruction of our enemies do we earn our salvation. Fear not the psycho. I stand ready.
Whirlwind here. Preparing whirlwind missile battery to
First
fire.
step on the road to disappointment.
Yes, Lord. With all due haste.
Fear not the psycho.
The machine spirit is prepared.
Hope is the first step on the road to disappointment.
Orders received.
Whirlwind artillery tank here. Approaching target. Approaching target. As you
Venerate
command.
the immortal Emperor.
Yes, Lord.
An open mind is like a fortress with its gates unbarred and unguarded.
His will be done. His
My
will be
knowledge
done.
is at your disposal. Venerate the immortal Emperor. I stand ready.
Triangulating
An
the
open
tactical
mind is
orders.
like a
Whirlwind
fortress
here.
with its gates unbarred and
Whirlwind
unguarded.
artillery tank here. An easy
An open
objective.
mind is like a fortress
Whirlwind
with
here.
its gates unbarred and unguarded.
Whirlwind here.
Fear not the sight. My knowledge is at your disposal.
Whirlwind here.
There is no such thing as innocence, only degrees of guilt.
Yes, Lord.
Whirlwind artillery tank. Whirlwind artillery tank deployed.
There is no such thing as innocence, only degrees of guilt. Fear not the psycho.
Whirlwind artillery tank
Knowledge is
here.
power. Hide
Whirlwind
it
artillery
well.
tank here.
Venerate the immortal
Beware the
Emperor.
alien.
Fear
Dead from
not the
above.
psycho.
Heretic.
Hope is the first step on the road to disappointment. An open mind is like a fortress with its gates unbarred and unguarded. There is no such thing as innocence, only degrees of guilt. I stand ready. Knowledge is power. Hide it well.
Whirlwind artillery tank here.
Here to serve.
An open mind is like a fortress with its
Whirlwind
gates
artillery
unbarred
tank
and
here.
unguarded.
Moving out. His will be done.
Hope is the first step on the road to disappointment.
Whirlwind here. Whirlwind here. The machine spirit is prepared. Whirlwind here. Approaching target. Whirlwind here. Whirlwind here. Moving out. Whirlwind artillery tank here.
Venerate the immortal emperor.
They will never see it coming.
Venerate the immortal emperor. Hope is the first step on
Whirlwind
the road
artillery
to
tank here.
disappointment. There is no such thing as innocence, only degrees of guilt.
Whirlwind artillery
An
tank
open
here.
mind is like a fortress with its gates unbarred and unguarded. There is no such thing as innocence, only degrees of guilt.
Whirlwind here. Preparing whirlwind missile
There is no
battery to
such
fire.
thing as innocence, only degrees of guilt.
Whirlwind artillery tank. Whirlwind artillery tank deployed.
Hope is the first step on the road to disappointment.
Orders received.
Whirlwind artillery tank here.
Knowledge is power. Hide it well.
One broken.
Hope is the first step.
Under fire.
Whirlwind here. Preparing whirlwind missile battery to fire.
He who stands with me shall be my brother.
Returning to battle.
He who stands with me shall be my brother.
My powers are yours to command.
Whirlwind here.
Beware the alien.
Venerate the immortal emperor.
Beware the alien.
Whirlwind artillery tank here.
This day shall be a glorious one for the Imperium. Today the enemy shall know fear.
Weapons at ready.
Whirlwind here.
Walk softly. Carry a big
Whirlwind
gun.
artillery tank here. Approaching
While the
target.
enemies of the Emperor
Whirlwind
still
artillery
draw
tank
blood,
here.
there will be peace. Today the enemy shall know fear. He who stands with me shall be my brother.
Whirlwind artillery tank
Walk
deployed.
softly and carry a big
Dead from
gun.
above.
Whirlwind artillery tank here.
Beware the mutant, the heretic.
Whirlwind artillery tank
Praise
here.
the Emperor.
Whirlwind here. Whirlwind artillery tank here.
This day shall be a glorious one for the Imperium.
Onward to glory.
This day
Marine
shall be a
squad
glorious
deployed.
one
The
for
first
the
step
Imperium.
on
I
the road
command
to
in the name of the
disappointment.
Emperor.
Venerate the immortal
Reorganize
emperor.
faith. Commencing attack. Under fire.
Whirlwind here.
There is no such thing as innocence,
Whirlwind
only
here.
degrees of guilt. I stand ready.
Charge.
An open mind is like a fortress with its
Whirlwind
gates
here.
unbarred and unguarded.
Whirlwind here. His will be done. Whirlwind artillery tank here. The machine spirit is prepared.
Knowledge is power. Hide it well.
Heresy grows from idleness.
There is no such thing as innocence, only degrees of guilt. I stand ready. My knowledge is at your disposal. An open mind is is like a fortress with its gates unbarred and
I
unguarded.
await your instructions. With all due haste.
Venerate the immortal Emperor. There is no such thing as innocence, only degrees of guilt. My knowledge is at your disposal. An open mind is like a fortress with its gates unbarred and unguarded.
From idleness.
There is no such thing as innocence, only degrees of
Whirlwind
guilt.
artillery tank here.
Fear our wrath.
Whirlwind artillery
There
tank
is
here.
no such thing as innocence, only degrees of guilt.
I await your instructions. Build routine 721 initiated. I await your instructions.
Taking damage. Marine squad deployed.
Build routine 721 initiated.
Whirlwind here.
There is no such thing as innocence, only degrees of guilt.
Whirlwind artillery tank here.
I have awoken.
Whirlwind artillery tank here.
Hope is the first step on the road to disappointment.
Whirlwind here. Preparing whirlwind missile battery to fire. Whirlwind here. Triangulating attack coordinates. Whirlwind artillery tank here.
Venerate the immortal Emperor. There is no such thing as innocence, only degrees of guilt. An open mind is like a fortress with its gates unbarred and unguarded. Venerate the immortal Emperor.
Whirlwind artillery tank here. Whirlwind here. The machine spirit is prepared. Whirlwind artillery tank here.
My knowledge is at your disposal.
We will establish a forward base at this location to facilitate ready access to Space Marines. We will need many to ensure the Warboss is dead and buried.
There is no such thing as innocence, only to... I stand ready.
Thermoplasma generators
Venerate
are
the
available.
immortal Emperor.
They will provide us greater access to power.
Under fire.
Yes, most beneficent one.
Taking heavy fire. We are the Emperor's chosen.
An open mind is like a fortress with its gates unbarred and unguarded.
Strategic point identified.
Here to serve.
Faith is eternal. I am ready to serve awoken again.
I await your instructions. Yes, Lord? As you wish, here to serve. Initializing build protocol.
Whirlwind here.
An open mind is like a fortress with its gates unbarred and unguarded.
Securing objective.
Whirlwind here.
Yes, most beneficent one. As you wish. Yes, most beneficent one. With all due haste. I await your instructions. Build routine 721 initiated.
My knowledge
Taking
is at
damage.
your disposal.
Hope is the first step on the road to disappointment.
Yes, Lord. Build routine 721 initiated.
The machine's
My
spirit
knowledge is at your
prepared.
disposal. Venerate the immortal Emperor. Knowledge is power. Hide it well.
At your command. Onward to glory!
Hope is the first step on the road to disappointment.
Whirlwind artillery
I
tank
stand
here.
ready. Hope is the first step on
Awaiting
the road to
orders.
disappointment. I stand ready.
Whirlwind artillery tank here.
Heresy grows from idleness.
I await your
Marine squad
instructions.
deployed. Enemies attacking.
Whirlwind artillery
At
tank
your
here.
command. At your command. Moving out. What is your order? Yes, my lord.
Even in death I still serve.
Whirlwind artillery tank here.
There is no such thing as innocence, only degrees of guilt.
Faith is our shield.
I stand ready. There is no such thing as innocence, only degrees of guilt.
Yes, most beneficent one. Build routine 721 initiated.
Marine squad deployed. Faith is our shield. Direct us to the enemy. Maintain
There is
attack
no
formation.
such thing as innocence, only degrees of guilt.
Yes, Lord. I await your instructions. Build routine 721
Hope is the first
initiated.
step on the road to disappointment. My knowledge is at your
Whirlwind
disposal.
artillery tank here. Whirlwind artillery tank here.
Hope is the first step on the road to disappointment. Knowledge is power. Hide it well.
Whirlwind here.
Taking damage.
Approaching target. His will be
I
done.
stand ready.
None shall stop us.
Whirlwind artillery tank here.
Venerate the immortal Emperor.
Whirlwind here. The machine spirit is prepared.
Fear not the sight.
Weapons at ready. At your command.
Whirlwind artillery tank here. Whirlwind artillery tank here. Whirlwind artillery tank
Hope
here.
is the first step
Direct us
on the
to the
road to
enemy.
disappointment.
Charge.
Fear not the sight.
Awaiting orders.
Hope is the first step on the road to disappointment. I stand ready.
Whirlwind here.
Hope is the first step on the road to disappointment.
Whirlwind here.
I stand ready. Hope is the first step on the road to disappointment.
Orcs.
Whirlwind
Purge the
artillery tank here.
beasts.
Here to serve. I will
Hope is the first
provide
step on the road to
Whirlwind
disappointment.
here.
Weapons at ready.
Whirlwind artillery tank here.
The immortal Emperor.
We are the Emperor's chosen. At your command. None shall stop us.
My knowledge is at your disposal.
Under are the Emperor's chosen. To the rally point!
Fear not the cycle.
You will stand your ground!
Moving out. Fear our wrath.
I stand ready.
Faith is our
There is
shield.
no such thing as innocence.
We are the
Only
Emperor's
degrees of
chosen.
guilt. Hope is the first
We
step
are
on the
the
road to
Emperor's
disappointment.
Maintain attack formation.
Hope is the first step on the road to disappointment.
An easy objective.
My knowledge is at your disposal.
I shall obey, beneficent one. With all
Hope
due
is the
haste.
first step on the road to
Awaiting
disappointment.
orders.
Whirlwind here.
There is no such thing as innocence. Only degrees of guilt.
Weapons at ready. It is time. What's your order? To the skies. Position secure.
Whirlwind here.
An open mind is like a fortress with its gates unlocked and unguarded. Venerate the immortal emperor. Knowledge is power. Hide it well. There is no such thing as innocence, only degrees of guilt.
Whirlwind here. Whirlwind here.
Ever vigilant.
Fear not the psycho. There is no such thing as innocence, only degrees of guilt.
Taking damage.
Hope is the first step on the road to disappointment. Venerate the immortal emperor.
Secure. Ever vigilant.
Fear not the psycho. I stand ready.
Whirlwind artillery
There
tank
is
here.
no such thing as innocence, only degrees of guilt.
Yes, most beneficent one. I exist to serve. With all
I
due
stand
haste.
ready.
Moving out.
Whirlwind here.
Fear not the psycho. Knowledge is power.
Faith
Hide
is
it
our
well.
shield.
Fear not the psycho.
Whirlwind deployed. Whirlwind artillery tank here. Whirlwind artillery tank here.
Here to serve. With all
There is
due
no
haste.
such thing as innocence, only degrees of guilt.
Whirlwind artillery tank
Knowledge is
here.
power.
Look at that monstrosity. I have heard legends of such beasts, but I have never seen one.
Fear not
Men,
the psycho.
concentrate your fire.
Stand
We
ready.
must take this creature
At your
down.
command.
Whirlwind artillery tank here.
Fortress with its gates unbarred and
Whirlwind here.
unguarded.
Approaching target. Whirlwind artillery tank here. Whirlwind here.
Fear not the psycho.
Whirlwind artillery
Fear
tank here.
not the psycho.
Regrouping.
Rally squad!
Fear
Whirlwind
our
artillery tank here. They will never see it coming. His will be done. Whirlwind artillery
An
tank
open
here.
mind is like a fortress with its gates unbarred and unguarded.
Stay vigilant. Onward to
Whirlwind
glory.
here. Whirlwind here. Preparing whirlwind
No
missile
such
battery
thing
to
as
fire.
innocence, only degrees of guilt.
Whirlwind artillery tank here. Whirlwind here.
Returning to battle.
I stand ready.
Whirlwind artillery
What's
tank
your
here.
order? We stand ready.
I stand ready. Hope is the first step on the road to disappointment.
Whirlwind artillery tank here.
I command in the name of the Emperor.
We are the Emperor's
Whirlwind
chosen.
artillery tank here.
Hope is the first step on the road to disappointment.
Fall back!
An open mind is like a fortress with its gates unbarred and unguarded. I stand ready.
Whirlwind here.
Squad
His will
broken!
be done here.
I
Squad
stand ready.
morale restored.
Whirlwind artillery tank
Returning to
deployed.
battle. Regrouping.
Venerate the immortal emperor.
Whirlwind here. As you command. Whirlwind artillery tank here. The machine here is prepared. Whirlwind artillery tank here.
The Emperor protects. For the glory of the Emperor.
Preparing Whirlwind missile battery nearby. Whirlwind artillery tank here.
Today the enemy shall know fear. We are united in his service. Praise the Emperor for the glory of the Emperor.
To the rally point!
Agreed.
To the rally point!
You will stand your ground! What will you have me do? Beware the alien.
Squad broken!
Whirlwind artillery tank here.
He who stands with me shall be my brother. For the glory, on alert, the Emperor. The enemy must be nearby.
Point! Regrouping.
Triangulating attack coordinates. Triangulating attack coordinates.
Agreed. Beware the alien. For terror. Agreed. For the Emperor.
Whirlwind here. Whirlwind here.
Returning to battle.
My faith is my shield.
Ah, there's a lot!
Squad broken! Regrouping.
He who stands with me shall be my brother. While the enemies of the Emperor still draw breath, there can be no peace. The Emperor protects.
Awaiting orders.
Beware the alien, the mutant, the heretic. We shall know no fear. The Emperor protects.
Whirlwind artillery
Walk
tank here.
softly.
Whirlwind artillery tank here.
Faith and duty. Today the enemy shall know fear.
To the rally point!
To me, my brothers!
Whirlwind artillery tank here.
Beware the alien,
Whirlwind artillery tank here.
the heretic.
Whirlwind artillery tank
To
here.
the rally point!
Whirlwind artillery tank here.
Returning to
Whirlwind
battle.
here.
What would you have me do? On alert, brothers. The enemy must be nearby.
Fall back and regroup!
He who stands with me shall be my brother.
Triangulating attack coordinates. Whirlwind artillery tank here. An easy
The Emperor
Whirlwind
protects.
here.
Beware.
Whirlwind artillery tank here. Whirlwind here.
Enemy is attacking!
What would you have me do? My
Whirlwind
faith is my
artillery tank
shield.
deployed. Whirlwind here. An
What
easy
would you
objective. Whirlwind artillery tank here. The machine spirit is prepared. His wrath. Whirlwind artillery tank here.
Praise the Emperor. Beware the alien.
Really?
Whirlwind here. Whirlwind artillery tank here. His will be done.
Squad broken!
Big gun. He who stands
Whirlwind
with me shall
artillery
be
tank
my
deployed.
brother. You will stand your ground! This day shall be a glorious one for the Imperium.
Squad broken!
Follow me. While the enemies of the Emperor still draw breath, there can be
Squad broken!
Follow me. This day shall be a glorious one for the
Whirlwind here.
Taking damage!
Whirlwind artillery tank here. Whirlwind here.
At your
A
command!
lot!
Whirlwind artillery tank deployed.
While the enemies of the Emperor still draw breath.
Whirlwind here.
A lot of them!
Whirlwind artillery tank here.
Praise the Emperor.
Whirlwind artillery tank here.
And my units
Praise
can
the Emperor.
have the shot of a stormtrooper.
Attack!
Whirlwind artillery
This
tank here.
day shall be a glorious one for the Imperium. For the honor of the
Whirlwind
chapter.
artillery tank here. His wrath falls from the
Come on!
My aim shall
They have no friendly fire and my
glorious one.
units shoot like a stormtrooper.
Whirlwind artillery tank
While the
deployed.
enemies of the Emperor still draw breath, there can be no peace. This day shall be a glorious one for the Imperium.
Regrouping. Regrouping.
Fall in! To me, my brothers!
Whirlwind here.
Beware the moment. I have it.
Whirlwind artillery tank here. Whirlwind artillery tank here. Whirlwind here.
Marine
Come on,
swarm.
man! Don't shoot like a stormtrooper.
They will never whirlwind here. Whirlwind here. Whirlwind here. Whirlwind artillery tank here. Whirlwind here. Whirlwind here.
On alert, brothers. The enemy must be nearby.
Marine swarm deployed. Heresy grows from idleness.
Beware the mutant, the heretic.
Whirlwind artillery tank here.
What would you have me do?
Whirlwind here. They will never see it coming. Whirlwind artillery tank here. Whirlwind here.
On alert, brothers. The enemy must be nearby. On alert, brothers. The enemy must be nearby.
Whirlwind here. Whirlwind here.
Today, the enemy shall move
Whirlwind
here.
here. His wrath falls from the heavens. Whirlwind artillery tank here.
The Emperor protects.
Whirlwind here. Moving out. Whirlwind artillery tank here. Whirlwind here. Triangulating attack coordinates.
On alert, brothers.
Direct us.
The enemy must be nearby.
Moving out. Whirlwind artillery tank deployed. Is prepared. Whirlwind here. His
Really?
wrath falls from the
Stormtroop point blank. It's a point blank range attack.
Whirlwind artillery tank here.
My faith is my shield. What would you have me do?
Awaiting orders.
The Emperor protects.
Whirlwind here. Whirlwind here. Whirlwind here.
The Emperor protects.
Enemy is
What
attacking.
would you have me do?
Whirlwind artillery
your
tank
command.
deployed.
Praise the Emperor. Walk softly. Carry a big gun.
Engaging the enemy.
Whirlwind here.
The Emperor protects.
Whirlwind here. Whirlwind artillery tank
Praise
here.
the Emperor.
Whirlwind here.
One broken.
Triangulating attack
Praise the
coordinates.
Emperor. While the enemies of the Emperor still draw breath.
Whirlwind artillery tank
On
here.
alert, brothers. The enemy must be nearby. My faith is my shield. On alert, brothers. The enemy must be nearby.
What's your order?
Walk softly.
Whirlwind
Carry a
artillery
big
tank
gun.
deployed.
Walk softly
Whirlwind
and carry
artillery
a
tank
big
here.
gun.
Maintain attack
Whirlwind here.
formation.
The Emperor
Ever
protects.
vigilant.
While the enemies of the Emperor still draw breath, there can be no peace.
Whirlwind artillery tank here.
He who stands with me shall be my brother. My faith is my shield.
Whirlwind here.
Heads.
Today the enemy shall
Whirlwind
be
here.
My faith is my shield.
Cleanse.
Whirlwind here.
Praise
Oh
the Emperor.
crap. Really aim like a stormtrooper.
Beware the alien. Praise the Emperor. This day shall be a glorious one for the Imperium.
Weapons at ready.
Praise the Emperor. Today the enemy shall know fear.
Whirlwind artillery
At your
tank here.
command. Awaiting orders. Fall back and recruit!
Today the enemy shall
Fear
know
denied.
fear. The Emperor protects. My faith is my shield.
Fear denied.
Whirlwind here. Preparing whirlwind artillery tank resupply. Whirlwind here.
Praise the Emperor.
Whirlwind here is coming. Whirlwind here. Whirlwind artillery
This
tank here.
day shall be a glorious one.
Enemy is attacking.
Whirlwind artillery tank here. Whirlwind artillery tank here. Whirlwind here.
I command in the name of the Emperor.
Crush the enemies of the Imperium.
Venerate the immortal.
Yes, my lord.
There is no such thing as innocence. Only to reason.
Whirlwind here.
Marine squadron deployed. Returning to battle.
Whirlwind artillery tank here.
Cannot prevail.
Whirlwind here is coming.
He who stands with me shall be my I serve mankind. My faith is my shield.
Our faith holds.
There is no such thing as innocence. Only to reason. At your command.
Whirlwind here.
We stand ready.
Venerate the
Whirlwind
immortal.
artillery tank here. Moving out.
Returning to battle.
Fear not the psyche.
Whirlwind artillery tank here. The machine spirit
stand
is
ready.
prepared. Whirlwind artillery tank here.
I stand ready.
Taking hits.
At last, back to war.
I stand ready. An open mind is like a fortress with its gates unbarred and
To
unguarded.
the rally point.
Fear not the psyche.
I am ready to
What's
serve.
your order? We
Again.
stand ready.
Hope is the first step on the road to disappointment. My knowledge is at your disposal. An open mind is like a fortress with its gates unguarded. I stand ready.
What's your order?
Identifying targets.
I stand ready. An open mind is like a fortress with its gates unbarred and unguarded. Venerate the immortal Emperor. Fear not the sight. Venerate the immortal Emperor.
We stand ready.
There is no such thing as innocence.
The enemy is attacking. Our faith
Die for
No
the
such
Emperor
thing as
than live for
innocence.
yourself.
Only degrees of guilt.
It is better to die for the Emperor than live for yourself.
Venerate the immortal Emperor.
to the rally
I am
point.
ready to serve. Again.
Venerate the
I
immortal
am ready
Emperor.
to serve. Again. It is better to die for the Emperor than live for yourself.
Fear not the sight.
Yes, my lord.
I stand ready.
I am ready to serve.
Fall back and recruit.
Whirlwind artillery
An
tank
open mind
deployed.
is like a fortress with its gates unbarred and unguarded. My knowledge is at your disposal. Venerate the immortal Emperor.
Returning to battle.
I stand ready. My knowledge is at your
For yourself.
disposal. No such thing as innocence.
I am ready
unbarred and unguarded. Venerate the immortal Emperor. There is no such thing as innocence, only degrees of guilt. There is no such thing
It
as
is better
innocence,
to die for the
only
Emperor
degrees
than
of
live for
guilt.
yourself.
Venerate the immortal Emperor. Fear not the sight.
Heresy
There is
grows
no
from
such thing as
restored.
innocence, only degrees of
Faith is
guilt.
eternal.
Heresy grows
It
from
is better
idols.
to die for the Emperor
There is
than
no
live for
such thing as
yourself.
innocence, only degrees of guilt. Venerate the
I
immortal
am
Emperor.
ready to serve. Again,
My knowledge is at
I
your
am
disposal.
ready to serve. Again,
None can see immortal Emperor.
faith is eternal. It is better to die for the Emperor than live for yourself.
An open mind is like a fortress with its gates unbarred and unguarded.
I am ready to serve.
First
Whirlwind
step on the
artillery
road to
tank deployed.
Faith is eternal. I shall end the last
with
back
its
to
gates
war.
unbarred and unguarded.
Fear denies faith.
It's the first step.
One morale restored. Heresy grows
I am the instrument of his will.
Venerate the immortal Emperor.
It is better to die for the Emperor than live for yourself.
Whirlwind here.
I stand ready.
Whirlwind artillery tank here.
Through the destruction of our enemies, we earn our salvation.
Faith is our shield. Understood.
Whirlwind here. Whirlwind artillery tank deployed.
Death from above.
Approaching target. Triangulating attack coordinates.
An
Taking
open
damage.
mind is like a fortress with its gates unbarred and unguarded.
Whirlwind artillery tank here. Whirlwind artillery
I
tank
stand ready.
I command in the name of the Emperor.
Fear denies faith.
here. Whirlwind artillery tank here. Whirlwind here. His
Knowledge is
wrath falls
power.
from the heavens.
Yes, my lord. Orders received. What is your order?
An open mind is like a
Whirlwind
fortress with its
artillery tank
gates unbarred
deployed.
and unguarded.
Whirlwind here. Whirlwind artillery tank
Heresy
here.
grows from idleness. Maintain attack formation for the glory of the Imperium. Awaiting orders.
An open mind is like a fortress with its gates unbarred and unguarded. An open mind is like a fortress with its gates unbarred and unguarded. An open mind is like a fortress with its gates unbarred and unguarded.
Whirlwind here.
Venerate the
Area
immortal
secure.
Emperor. Venerate the immortal
Whirlwind
Emperor.
here.
Hope is the first step on
Whirlwind
the road to
artillery tank here.
disappointment.
Whirlwind here.
There is no such thing as innocence, only degrees of guilt.
I have
Venerate the immortal Emperor.
Whirlwind artillery tank here.
Ever vigilant.
Whirlwind here.
Venerate the immortal
Whirlwind
Emperor.
artillery tank here.
I stand ready.
Whirlwind here. Whirlwind here.
My powers are yours to command.
He who stands with you shall be
One broken. Regroup.
the Emperor protects. What would you
Whirlwind artillery tank here. Whirlwind artillery tank here.
praise the Emperor? Praise the Emperor.
Whirlwind here.
Praise the Emperor. This day shall be a glorious one for the Imperium.
Fear denies faith. Regrouping. Orders received. Orders received. Taking damage. Regrouping.
To me, my brothers!
Whirlwind artillery tank
Today
here.
the enemy shall not
Whirlwind
fear.
here. Whirlwind artillery
On
tank
alert,
here.
brothers. The enemy must be nearby. On alert, brothers. The enemy must be nearby. This day shall be a glorious one for the Imperium. Praise the Emperor. I stand ready. What would you have me do?
Onward to glory!
Moving out. Triangulating attack coordinates.
Beware the alien, the mutant.
What's your order?
Walk softly
Whirlwind
and
artillery
carry a
tank
big
here.
gun.
Plan.
Today the enemy shall no fear.
Whirlwind artillery tank here. Whirlwind here. Triangulating attack
Today the
coordinates.
enemy shall no
Whirlwind
fear.
artillery tank here.
Squad broken!
Today the enemy shall no fear.
Whirlwind here.
He who stands with me shall be my brother. Praise the Emperor.
Orders
He
received.
who stands with me shall
Enemy
be
is
my
attacking.
brother. Today the enemy shall no
Squad
fear.
morale restored.
The Emperor protects.
Whirlwind here. Whirlwind artillery
The
tank
Emperor
here.
protects.
Urge. Kill. Heresy grows from idleness.
What would you have me do? Walk softly and carry a big gun.
Whirlwind artillery tank here. They will never see it coming. His wrath falls from the heavens.
Hope is the first step on the road to disappointment.
Whirlwind artillery tank here. They will never see it coming. They will never see it coming. Whirlwind artillery tank here. Moving out.
The Emperor protects.
Whirlwind here. Whirlwind artillery tank here. Whirlwind here. His wrath. Whirlwind artillery tank here. Whirlwind artillery tank here. Whirlwind artillery tank here.
This day shall be a glorious one for the Imperium.
Direct us to the enemy.
Walk softly and carry a big gun.
Whirlwind artillery tank here. Moving out.
Today the enemy shall no
Ever
fear.
vigilant.
Triangulating
This day
attack
shall be a
Whirlwind
glorious
artillery tank
one
here.
for the Imperium.
Onward to
Whirlwind
glory!
artillery
He
tank
who
here.
stands with me shall be my brother. Today the enemy shall no fear.
The enemy is attacking.
On alert, brothers. The enemy must be
Artillery tank
nearby.
deployed.
Near denies.
Beware the alien.
Whirlwind artillery tank here.
This day shall be a glorious one for the Imperium. The Emperor protects. He who stands with me shall be my brother.
Stay vigilant, brother.
While the enemies of the Emperor still draw round.
Whirlwind artillery tank here. Approaching target. They will never see it coming.
Squad morale restored.
His wrath falls from the heavens.
This day shall be a glorious
We
one
stand
for the
ready.
Imperium.
Regroup to your command.
Walk softly. Carry a big gun. Walk softly.
Whirlwind here.
What's your order?
Whirlwind here.
Walk softly. Beware.
Whirlwind artillery
shall be a glorious one for the Imperium.
Whirlwind here.
Walk softly. Carry a big gun.
Understood.
Today the enemy shall know fear. The Emperor protects. He who stands with me shall be my brother. He who stands with me shall be my brother. Today the enemy shall know fear. My faith is my shield. This day shall be a glorious one for the Imperium. My powers.
They will never see it coming.
Walk softly and carry a big gun.
I stand ready. My
Marine
knowledge is
squad
at your
deployed.
disposal.
Whirlwind here. Whirlwind here.
What's your order?
Whirlwind here. Triangulating attack coordinates.
Knowledge is power. Hide it well.
Whirlwind here. Triangulating attack coordinates.
Taking damage.
The machine spirit
I
is
stand
prepared.
ready.
Whirlwind here. Triangulating
the first
attack
step on
coordinates.
the road to
Whirlwind artillery
disappointment.
tank here.
Venerate the immortal Emperor.
At your command.
I stand ready. It's the first step on the road to disappointment. My knowledge is at your disposal. There is no such thing as innocence.
Whirlwind artillery tank here.
Fear not the sight.
Whirlwind artillery tank here. They will never see it coming.
What's your order?
An open mind is like a fortress
stand
with its
ready.
gates unbarred and unguarded.
Yes, my lord.
My knowledge is at your disposal.
Engaging the enemy.
Venerate the immortal Emperor.
Never vigilant.
Whirlwind here. It will be done. Preparing whirlwind missile battery to fire.
I stand ready.
Whirlwind artillery tank here.
Venerate the immortal Emperor.
Faith is our
My
shield.
knowledge is at your disposal.
Yes, my lord.
Knowledge is power. Hide it well.
Whirlwind here.
Taking haste.
I stand ready. Fear not the sight.
Faith is our
Whirlwind here. Triangulating attack coordinates. An easy objective. Whirlwind artillery tank here. As you command.
Fear not.
We stand ready.
Guys, stop!
Broken.
Whirlwind artillery tank here.
Returning to battle.
Preparing whirlwind
There
missile
is no
battery to
such
fire.
thing as innocence. Only degrees of guilt. Mind over matter.
Whirlwind artillery tank here. They will never see it coming. They will never see it coming.
My knowledge is at your disposal.
Awaiting orders. Fear our wrath. Taking heavy fire.
Whirlwind here.
We stand ready.
Faith is eternal.
Whirlwind here.
An open mind is like a fortress with its gates unbarred and unguarded.
Area secured.
Whirlwind artillery
I
tank
stand ready.
Hard!
Brother Tanthius?
Burned beyond recovery of his gene seed, along with Brother Michaelis. Nothing was left of them save for ash. They burned from the inside out.
Anything else to report?
The Ork Warboss has been destroyed, but we saw a dropship leave the area. Captain, she bore the 8-pointed star.
The mark of the ruinous powers of chaos.
The forces of chaos? Here? Now?
Tartarus has endured several Black Crusades led by the terrible Chaos Champions. However, it seems too convenient that orcs and these heretics are here at the same time. But I trust the eyes of our scouts. Isidore, do you sense anything?
No, I have sensed nothing. But if the nature of Brother Tanthius' demise is any indication, then they would have a sorcerer with them who would be capable of masking their presence, especially with all the background static caused by the orcs.
Ah, our honored guest has arrived.
Who is it?
Inquisitor Mordecai Toth, protector of the Emperor's divine word and will.
Is he here to take command?
An Inquisitor may have near unlimited power. Yes, he can commission the service of any Imperial citizen, from peasant to planetary governor, but...
I shall not cede command of my Space Marines to him, Inquisitor or not.
Then why is he here? Does he suspect one of us of heresy?
He is an Inquisitor. They suspect everyone of heresy. If chaos taints this world, then that explains his presence. We must share with him what we discovered. Inquisitor Toth, welcome to Tartarus.
Thank you, Captain. But we have little time for courtesies. You and your men must leave Tartarus. Now.
Thanks for watching. Sleepy here. Sayonara.